Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menasce. Happy first of the month. On the first day of each month, we review the book of the month. In order to be considered for book of the month, a book has to meet a very simple criteria. It has to be impactful enough that it will either change your life or your perspective on the world. Now, of course, whether it does or not is entirely up to you. If you consume the book as a piece of entertainment, well, you're missing the point. But if you internalize its messages and make it part of you, you have a realistic shot at lasting transformation. Our book this month is written by an extraordinary author. His name is Nassim Nicholas Taleb. He's famous for the book The Black Swan. That book reshaped our culture's thinking around rare but completely predictable events. His book moved an entire generation of business leaders, and the title of his book, The Black Swan, has become part of the business vernacular. In fact, I would venture to say that most people who use the phrase black swan don't really know what it means. Our book this month is called Skin in the Game. It's Nicholas Taleb's most recent book. So when Nicholas Taleb wrote another book, I thought it would be well-researched and well-written, and it was. In his most provocative and practical book yet, one of the foremost thinkers of our time redefines what it means to understand the world, to succeed in a profession, to contribute to a fair and just society, to detect nonsense, and to influence others. He cites examples ranging from ancient history like Hammurabi to Seneca, Antiochus the Giant from Libya to Donald Trump. Nassim Nicholas Taleb shows how the willingness to accept one's own risks is an essential attribute of heroes, of saints, and of flourishing people in all walks of life. His book challenges long-held beliefs about the values of those who spearheaded military interventions, financial investments, and propagating religious faith. Among his insights, for social justice, focus on symmetry and risk sharing. You cannot make profits and transfer risk to others, as bankers and large corporations do. You can't get rich without owning your own risk and paying for your own losses. Forcing skin in the game corrects that asymmetry better than thousands of laws and regulations. Ethical rules are not universal. You're part of a group larger than you, but it's still smaller than humanity in general. Number 3, minorities, not majorities, run the world. The world is not run by consensus, but by stubborn minorities imposing their tastes and ethics on others. Next, you can be intellectual yet still be an idiot. Educated Philistines have been wrong on everything from Stalinism to Iraq to low-carb diets. Next, you've got to focus on the simple. You've got to be wary of complicated solutions. A simple barbell can build muscles better than an expensive new machine. The phrase skin in the game is one that we often hear, but rarely stop to truly dissect. It's the backbone of risk management. It's also an astonishingly rich worldview that, as Taleb shows in the book, applies to all aspects of our lives. The author shows that symmetry of skin in the game is a simple rule that's necessary for fairness and justice. It's also one of the ultimate bullshit busters. You should never trust anyone who doesn't have skin in the game, and without it, fools and crooks will benefit and their mistakes will never come back to haunt them. In Skin in the Game, Taleb outlines the 3 flaws that pervade broken thinking. Number 1, people who think in terms of actions, not interactions. Number 2, people often think in low dimensions, not high dimensions. That means linear thinking. It means thinking there's just one variable in play at a time, when in fact the world is far more complex. It consists of multiple variables. The world is not made up of simple cause and effect relationships. And number 3, they think in terms of statistics, not dynamics, and these people fail to learn from history. I believe that we can learn powerful lessons from history, and this is where Taleb ties this book together with The Black Swan. When people fail to think a couple of moves ahead, anything unexpected is a black swan. But the truth is, these events were highly predictable. Taleb uses numerous examples from history, both recent and ancient history. The book relates the linkage between people who took risks to achieve an outcome rather than just transferring the risk. Bankers don't take risks, they transfer risk. Entrepreneurs are risk takers. And the great financial crisis happened because bankers made money by transferring risk using academic risk models that don't work except on paper. This book, Skin in the Game, is a powerful book. It's going to change the way you look at the world, and it's going to change the way you think. So if you're looking for something to read on the Thanksgiving weekend, go out and get a copy of Skin in the Game by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. as you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.